Hey, I'm Chris Lambert, co-host of Watching the Throne, a lyrical analysis of Kanye West, the #1 Kanye West podcast, and this is the Kanye West news roundup for, what is this? July 23rd, but dating back to like the 18th or 19th. So just the weekend into this wonderful and very hot Monday here in Texas. So we got some news, not a ton, but some cool stuff. First up, All Mine is now gold. So, hey, go Kanye. It crossed the 0.5 million certified units. Mike Dean responded to Virgil Abloh. Virgil was saying, wondering what we did with this Maybach. Someone has it. And Mike Dean said, I think Maybach. Maybach took it back, and Johnny comes in with, it was donated to charity and someone bought it, I think. And Jackie Tran comes in with, I thought they auctioned it off and donated proceeds. So that seems to be the fate of the Otis Maybach. And the Otis discussion came up because 7 years ago today, this Forever banger dropped. And that was the 21st. So if you remember where you were on July 21st, 2011, it probably involved Otis playing somewhere. One of my favorite things from this weekend is that Kanye had flown all the way out to Tokyo to hang out with Katsuhiro Otomo, the creator of Akira, as it was the 30th anniversary of Akira's release. And Kanye just got to fucking sit around and it looks like draw with Otomo, which I think is pretty fucking awesome. I don't know how many people know this, but Kanye, when he was in middle school, high school, was all about drawing, painting. He actually had a scholarship out of high school to the America of the Arts of America or something, University of the Arts, American Academy of the Arts in Chicago. But he had a scholarship for fine art, and that was actually the first college that he dropped out of before signing up for Chicago State or Chicago University and dropping out of that as well. So he's a multi-college dropout. But art was such a huge part of who he was, and he was winning awards. He was really good. So the fact that he got to draw with somebody that he admires this much, or at least it looks like he got to draw with him. I mean, he could have just been scribbling down a phone number or something, but that'd probably be a dream come true for him. And just another tweet about Otis. On this day in 2011, Funk Flex premiered Jay-Z and Kanye West Otis on Hot 97. Or maybe that was July 20th rather than 21st. Sometime Otis premiered in July. And this is a story, Kodak Lens telling the story of Kanye making the Otis beat in New York City. 5 years ago today, the song Otis, and if you're wondering if I'm going to read this all, I'm so sorry, but I am. It's one of my favorite songs, tracks, and lyrics from the classic album Watch the Throne by Jay-Z and Kanye West. That album name's so similar to our podcast. How strange. I don't know how that happened. What a coincidence. This record stands out to me because I vividly remember the day of its inception. We were in the Mercer Hotel in New York City, where a lot of the album was made. The day, or rather session for that day, was coming to an end. Kanye had to catch a flight, if I'm not mistaken. We were almost towards the end of the album, and he was telling everyone in the room that as soon as he returns, he wanted to fuck with this Otis Redding sample he had. As he was being reminded that he had to leave to catch his flight, he sort of brushed that off and was like, fuck it, let me just play you all a piece of the song so you can see how dope it is. He then approached the MPC and keyboard and plays it. Everyone in the room does the ugly face, like when you hear some dope shit or see the sickest slam dunk at a contest. LOL. He then begins to chop the sample little by little, but fast, and actually starts creating the track. Ye, being one of my favorite producers, I'm literally hype as fuck and in awe. I begin to snap the Canon cam like an Uzi. This is one of the pictures captured here, of course. 15 or 20 minutes later, before he runs off to catch his flight, he creates a phenomenal track known to us as Otis. And that's a picture. So Kanye, in just like 15 to 20 minutes, comes up with the Otis beat. And people are complaining about him working on Ye or Kids See Ghosts or any of the other albums last minute. Do you see what this man does last minute? This man does miracles. Miracles. I like that response. All right. So Kanye had tweeted on the 19th, "This is amazing. Amazing. Project 215 and Tiana Taylor. We got to send them some Yeezys though." And you click on that and it's this video of these dudes singing. Hold on. One of the Tiana Taylor songs from KTSE. Definitely worth the listen. Dudes have the voices of angels. Really good. Goodbye. Then Kid Cudi did a really long interview with Billboard. It's not quite the New York Times piece that Kanye had, but it's really in-depth, and you get to hear a lot of Kanye's perspective on this project, or Cudi's perspective on this project. He says that Kids See Ghosts was always supposed to be 7 songs. There's some songs that we didn't use that I'm hopeful we can put out later, but the plan is to do more Kids See Ghost albums. I feel like the plan was also to do more Watch the Throne albums, and sadly, that doesn't look like it's going to happen. You're talking about figuring out how to write into light, and Reborn feels like a song where he specifically figured that out. And he said that Reborn's supposed to be a continuation. Where are we at now? Where does it go from here? Because I don't think people got that record from me. It hasn't been said that I'm good, that I'm okay. On Passion Pain, I never let the world know that I'm good because I wasn't good yet. I was thinking, how can I let the world know? Yeah. He also had another line about the time frame of working on the album. I think me and Kanye are always going to make awesome shit together. We just have this chemistry that's undeniable, especially when we have to fight for it with each other. It's really easy for us. Kids See Ghosts did take us a little over a year and a half to just get it tight and where we wanted it to be. But the actual songwriting process and putting the songs together wasn't really hard. So a year and a half, I mean, the album came out June 8th. So you're thinking that that's around January of 2017 that these two started working on this, which would be after Cudi had finished his stint at the end of 2016, going to rehab, finally trying to get his life together from that mental health perspective, and Kanye doing the same. So you could imagine them starting to discuss things at that point. We know that Kanye's first trip out to Wyoming was about springtime in 2017, summer of 2017. We know that Cudi and Kanye went out to Japan at that August, September, October period. So I wonder if it was more like a year rather than a year and a half. Not to say that Cudi's wrong, but just from my understanding of things. We were told by somebody that had worked on the album that Kids See Ghosts, Ghost Town was the song that inspired Kids See Ghosts. That it was always supposed to be a track on Ye, but it was those ideas that Kanye had there which got him starting to work on Kids See Ghosts with Cudi. So I could imagine that Kanye worked on Ghost Town, was thinking about having Cudi be involved, and then from there the project grew and grew into Kids See Ghosts, and the albums kind of having the connection that they have. At least that's my theory on it. It could be that Kids See Ghosts got started way before Ye, but from my understanding of talking with somebody that had worked on the album, Ye still came first, and Kids See Ghosts was born out of that. So I wonder if when Kanye went to Wyoming for that first time, he was starting to put together some of the pieces of Ye, and this idea of reclaiming yourself, this idea of dealing with his own mental health and his mania versus growing in a way that he could live with the mania rather than be consumed by it. And then, of course, the events of 2018 further helped him shape the album. But if after that initial series of events, Kids See Ghosts starts to emerge from those planning sessions. It kind of under the radar. Kanye West had a wicked case of the flu. So much of the weekend was talking about Kanye and Kim being at Pusha T's wedding. And you see them all styled out at the wedding. But then come to find out today that Kanye spent Sunday at the ER because his flu was so bad. Who knew? You know? You think that he's just doing fine all the time, and here he is going to the hospital. So apparently he's okay. He was only there for a little bit and left. As TMZ notes, Kanye's recently been tweeting about his sinus issues, but we're told it's unclear if they're related. He's been traveling nonstop lately. I don't know about you all, but I feel like traveling really does take a lot out of you, especially if you're not getting a lot of sleep in the wake of that. Kanye just flew to Japan, flew back from Japan, and went from Japan to Virginia for Pusha T's wedding, Virginia back to Los Angeles. It seems like it was probably an exhausting period of time, so it doesn't surprise me that the flu strikes. But apparently he's okay. Kim didn't really talk about it at all today. She didn't tweet about it or anything. Team Kanye Daily didn't mention anything. So I think it's probably cool. It's just the flu, right? But if you want some more pictures, Daily Mail actually has a lot more. And then just goes into like a random collection of Kanye and Kim. Some weddings, or some pictures from the wedding, some family pictures, some pictures from Kanye's own wedding. Like, I don't mind seeing the collection. Just strange that the article is so fucking long and involves so many pictures. Tame Impala's Kevin Parker talks working with Kanye West and SZA. The only bit about Kanye comes about here. Parker is also among the many artists who contributed ideas as Kanye West worked on producing his own Ye, as well as albums from Pusha T, Nas, Teyana, and his Kid Cudi collaboration Kids See Ghosts. He's credited on Ye track Violent Crimes. He described the process to Wilkinson as a whirlwind of things happening, and then no one really knows. He's in his space, throwing down ideas, taking ideas out, putting this with this, seeing if that works. He might not even know which part of who worked on the song is going to end up on the song until the last minute. Which I think, for people that have looked into Kanye's working habits, that seems very much in line. It's a collision course of ideas, and he just gets a shit ton of ideas and really chops it down to the core things that he thinks stand out. Kind of like starting with, 1,000 colors and just cutting it down to 20 colors that are the colors that you like the most. That's Ye's process, and it works. It really fucking works. If you want a little bit of an overview of the Billboard album, XXL has Kid Cudi plans to put out more Kids See Ghosts albums with Kanye West, and that's it. Nice and short, recap some of the main quotes. This article from This Is Insider, never heard of them, but Jonah Hill and his famous sibling fell out over his friendship with Trump supporting Kanye West. My sister didn't speak to me for a week. So this is in response to Jonah Hill being on Jimmy Kimmel. He told this story about going to Wyoming and listening to Ye and how huge of a Kanye fan he is. And he said, I didn't realize it was controversial to go support Kanye at the time. My sister didn't speak to me for a week because he had worn a MAGA hat and shit. And then he went on to say, I don't bail on people right away. People fuck up and do stupid stuff, but you shouldn't bail on everybody right away. This guy has given me so much. He's my guy. I will always be a fan. So if you didn't watch that Jonah Hill interview last week, get on it now. And this is it. This is the last one. And then we're done. Pusha T gets married with Kim Kardashian, Kanye West, and Pharrell in attendance. So if you just want a collection of pictures from the wedding, here you go. This article has all of them. Not all of them. I'm sure there are more pictures from the wedding, but you get a good number. Kanye's featured in some, but not all, obviously. And then it goes into some of the details surrounding Kanye or Pusha and Drake. So that does it. We're still trying to get up to the 1,000 subscribers so we can monetize this channel and have it make us a few nickels and dimes, literally a few nickels and dimes every month, but it's better than nothing. I think we're currently sitting around 595. So if you could subscribe, that would be much appreciated. Otherwise, I'll be back tomorrow with more Kanye West news, and looking forward to it. Cheers. See ya.